Good morning. As the sun rises over Minnesota, a sense of shock and disbelief hangs in the air. Today, June 15, 2025, Minnesota and the nation are reeling from a shocking act of political violence that has shaken the very core of our community and our democracy. In the early hours, a gunman targeted the homes of State Representative Melissa Hortman and State Senator John Hoffman, bringing terror to what should have been a peaceful morning. Representative Hortman and her husband Mark were killed in the attack. Senator Hoffman and his wife Yvette are now in critical condition, fighting for their lives in the hospital as their families and colleagues pray for their recovery. The suspect, Vance Boelter, a security professional with a history in law enforcement, is the subject of a massive statewide manhunt. Authorities are urging anyone with information to come forward. The attacks were precise and calculated, targeting public servants in their own homes, a chilling assault on democracy and the values we hold dear. Melissa Hortman was a respected leader, a tireless advocate for her constituents, and a beloved member of her community. Senator Hoffman is known for his dedication and unwavering commitment to public service. The violence has left Minnesota searching for answers, grappling with grief, and mourning a profound loss that will be felt for years to come. This tragedy is a stark reminder of the dangers of political extremism, the fragility of our institutions, and the urgent need for civility and respect in our public discourse. The safety of our public officials and the health of our democracy are now in sharp focus as Minnesotans come together to mourn, reflect, and demand change. The horror began at 2 a.m. in Champlin, at Senator Hoffman's home. Hoffman and his wife, Yvette, were shot. Yvette shielded their daughter, saving her life. Both survived after emergency surgery, but the trauma remains. An hour later, police responded to Representative Hortman's home in Brooklyn Park. They encountered Boelter, disguised as a police officer, who opened fire and escaped. Inside, officers found Melissa Hortman and her husband dead from gunshot wounds. The attacks were meticulously planned, targeting two prominent Democratic lawmakers. Authorities have called it a politically motivated assassination. The community is left in shock, grieving the loss and fearing for others' safety. The suspect, Vance Boelter, is a 57-year-old security director with a background in law enforcement tactics. He used police-style gear and possibly a disguise to approach his victims. Boelter has no serious criminal record but is known for extreme political and religious views. He once served on a state board with Senator Hoffman, suggesting personal as well as political motives. His abandoned car contained survival gear and evidence of careful planning. Investigators believe he may have used a latex mask to conceal his identity. Flyers for anti-government protests were found in his car, hinting at radicalization. Boelter's actions highlight the threat posed by political extremism and lone wolf violence. The manhunt is now one of the largest in Minnesota's history. Law enforcement launched a massive manhunt, mobilizing resources from local, state, and federal agencies. The search for Vance Boelter became the top priority, with officers working around the clock, coordinating efforts, and sharing intelligence in real time. A shelter-in-place order was issued, urging residents to stay indoors as tactical teams combed neighborhoods, searching every alley and street for any sign of Boelter. The city was eerily quiet, with police blockades sealing off entire areas. The FBI quickly added Boelter to its most wanted list, circulating his photo nationwide and offering a $50,000 reward for information leading to his capture. Tips began pouring in from across the country. Authorities feared he might attempt to flee the country, so border alerts were issued and checkpoints were reinforced. Customs agents and border patrols were on high alert, scrutinizing every vehicle and traveler. The most chilling discovery came when investigators found a handwritten hit list in Boelter's car, naming nearly 70 Democratic lawmakers and pro-choice advocates. The list sent shockwaves through the political community. Security was immediately increased for all those named, with police and private security stationed at offices, homes, and public events. Metal detectors and patrols became a new normal. The community is on edge, but neighbors are supporting each other, and law enforcement. People are checking in on one another, forming neighborhood watch groups, and sharing updates. The violence has shattered the sense of safety, leaving many shaken, but resilience is emerging. Vigils and gatherings are helping people heal and stand together. The top priority remains to capture Boelter and protect all potential targets. Law enforcement continues to coordinate, analyze leads, and monitor threats around the clock. Minnesota stands united in grief, but also in determination to restore peace and ensure that such violence never happens again. Leaders from across the political spectrum have condemned the attacks, standing shoulder to shoulder in a rare display of solidarity. Their unified voices echo a powerful message: violence has no place in our democracy, and our differences must never be settled through hate. Across Minnesota, people from all walks of life are calling for unity against violence, coming together in rallies and vigils to show that compassion and understanding are stronger than division. Tributes to Melissa Hortman highlight her legacy as a dedicated leader, a passionate advocate, and a cherished neighbor whose impact will be felt for years to come. The tragedy has sparked urgent conversations about the safety of public officials and the dangers of toxic political rhetoric, prompting communities to reflect on how words can fuel real-world consequences. Protecting those who serve is now a national priority, with renewed efforts to ensure that leaders and public servants can do their jobs without fear. The attack is a wake-up call to reject hate and dehumanization in our discourse, reminding us that every voice matters in building a more respectful society. Courage is seen in Yvette Hoffman's actions, in first responders who rushed to help without hesitation, and in public servants who refused to be intimidated, continuing their work with determination and hope. Community support and resilience shine through in the aftermath, as neighbors reach out to one another and volunteers step up to help those in need. In the face of hate, Minnesotans and Americans are choosing unity, standing together to show that love and solidarity will always overcome fear. It is in this unity that hope for a safer, better future is found, and where the promise of healing truly begins.